Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I want to talk to you about some champs that I see pretty often in the arena that are pretty dangerous and will solo you if you do not go in prepared. So I just kind of want to share with you what I've discovered in my time playing. If you have run into some issues with any other champs, please drop them below. I'm only sharing my experience here. It's not like I went through the roster and looked at every champ I think could solo you. I'm going to talk about the ones that have soloed me on more than one occasion. There's going to be 6 champs that are dangerous that we're going to talk about. There's 3 honorable mentions that we'll get to that are not necessarily dangerous, but will lock you in a stalemate and leave you unable to get out of the fight in enough turns to not take the loss. Okay, so we'll get to them as well. The first champ I want to talk about, and the one that I'm probably the most cautious of, is Ja. I think I'm saying that right. Let me know. She has pissed me off so many times. Getting to know her has been really, really intense, really rough, because she's just real gross, man. What she does is she goes into this stance. She'll start with this skill and go into concentration, okay? She increases her own crit rate and her own crit damage, and it can't be removed, okay? When she has her exclusive, which a lot of the time she will, she is immune to control effects and gains piercing rate. So she is very dangerous. If you can't take her out before she does this, she's very dangerous, because now she's got buffs you can't remove and you can't control her, which means you just have to prepare. You just have to brace for the hit. So you're in trouble when this little purple buff is over her head, okay? And then she's going to hit you with this. Again, she's usually going to be skilled up, so we're looking at 640, 680, 720 damage, okay? I have seen her with her exclusive 3 before, and when she kills someone, it resets the cooldown, and she gets turn meter 50%. And then if she's under concentration increase, which she will be, she's just going to get another turn. So, just to recap, the fight starts, she's going to put herself here, right? If she has exclusive 1, piercing rate, and immune to control effects, which means get ready for the turn, right? She's going to hit somebody with this, and she's absolutely going to kill them, okay? Because she's got the piercing rate, she's got insane damage, she's going to be built for damage. She's going to hit somebody, she's going to kill them. She's going to still be under concentration, so she's going to do it to someone else, and she's going to kill them too. Concentration's going to be gone, but she's still going to reset the cooldown and give herself more turn meter, which means if you can't kill her by the 3rd turn, she's going to do it again. Assuming this isn't ready, right? Assuming she doesn't just do this again, in which case, say bye to 4 of your champions, assuming she's the only one on the battlefield, right? If she's with a team, it can be very hard, so just be aware of her. I have been soloed by her on both of my accounts. My main account is a bit stronger, and I have gone in before not paying attention, right? Just solo defense, just go. And she has soloed me, and it's frustrating, and I hate it, but remember the face. Remember that face, because man, she is not playing games. She is probably my most wanted champion on my main account right now. I would be stoked to get her on the free to play as well, but I feel like I could do a little bit more with her on the main. Very, very interested in pulling this champ. While we're here in the Sword Harbor Guards, another one I want to talk about here is Yoko. Not quite as dangerous, but still dangerous. And if you go in slacking, if you see her as a one-man defense and think you're just going to go in and get an easy win, so you don't bother switching your team around, if you've got some weak links in the team, it can be bad news. And that's because if she has exclusive 1, then if she kills someone, she's going to do the skill again. It just triggers automatically. It's not like an extra turn, so she's not going to burn back through this cooldown or anything. But I don't think it will anyway. I guess if you have her and you know, let me know if it reduces the cooldown. It doesn't say gets another turn, though. It just says releases the skill again. So she can't pick. So again, she's not quite as dangerous. But if she kills the first person and you've got weak links on your team, there's a good chance she's going to mow through your whole team. And if she's built insanely well, you know, you could see how that could be a problem. So she's not nearly as dangerous as Ja, but she's definitely someone to keep an eye out for, because again, if you go in slacking, she can take you out. And with a comp that can protect her and set her up a little bit better, it can be problematic, right? So that's definitely a face you want to keep an eye out for. Next, we know this one, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Holder is still probably, for now, among the most popular champs in the game, if not the most popular. And there are some dangerous ones out there, right? With him being so common, you see a lot of them. You might see a lot of them that are not really that intense, and you can get in there and take them out. But every now and then, someone's got some solid gear on him, and he is problematic, right? He does more damage to targets under bleed, which is tough. He also if he has exclusive 1, he has more leech. So his exclusives make it really harder. He's almost always going to be on a leech set or some variation of it. Leech, bloodthirsty, or whatever that other 3 stat set is. But most of the time, people are going to have him built to leech. It's built into his kit, and that's kind of the way it goes. He's usually the carry. And he's got the counter attack. He's got the attack up. He's got a leech inherently. If he's got his exclusive 3, it lasts longer. It's a better attack up. And he's just constantly hitting you. He's constantly leeching. He's constantly doing more damage because you have bleeds. He's constantly stacking bleeds. He's leeching more because you have bleeds. He can, and if you find yourself in a situation where you can't protect and you can't get rid of the bleeds and you can't kill him fast enough, every time you hit him, he gets the counter attack, do more damage, leech more health, and it adds up. You'll see a theme. A lot of these champs that are dangerous like this on their own have counter attack. Some of them are exceptions to that, but it's pretty common. Generally, if a champ has counter attack, they're going to be pretty dangerous. So Holder, again, you all probably see him a lot and know better, but it's worth mentioning if you're newer to the game. Let's keep it going with Turf. Turf is one that only recently have I noticed. It seems like someone kind of recently discovered Turf, and I'm seeing him more and more the last few days. And he does have the counterattack thing going, and he's got a lot of poisons and stuff built into his kit. And if you can't get him out of there, this counterattack and stuff, he puts a pretty substantial shield on himself, and then puts counterattack up. He does more damage to targets under poison, the same way Holder does with bleed. And you take poisons when you hit him. He also gets the 30% leech thing, by the way, same thing as Holder. You take poisons when you hit him. You take poisons when he hits you. And he also has a deep poisoning. It's very similar to Holder, right? It's very much in the same vein of Holder, except that he has the deep poisoning thing that makes his poisons ramp up. So again, it's in some ways it's worse because you hit him, you take a poison. He hits you, you take a poison. He does more damage because you have a poison. He does more leech because you have a poison, right? So if you can't deal with the poisons, if you can't protect yourself, and you have to hit him kind of the same way we were talking about Holder. He's just kind of mow through your team with decent impact damage, but also these poisons that are just going to stack and stack and stack, because you're not going to get rid of them if you can't cleanse them. Whereas like with a bleed, he'll put the bleed on you, you'll take your turn, the bleed is gone. Here, you hit him, you catch a poison. He hits you, you catch a poison. You hit him, you catch a poison. There's no time for them to tick down because you're taking them at a much faster rate. So he can be kind of pain in the ass, again, if you're not prepared for it. So definitely a face to remember. Next up, again, probably a pretty popular champ. I think they make you use her in the tutorial, but worth talking about still, Malia. She's pretty ridiculous. She puts herself into this Valkyrie form, and if she's got exclusives, it just gets out of hand, right? But when she's in the Valkyrie form, one, you're taking HP burns when you hit her, but then also she's immune to control effects, and there's a chance to counterattack. And if she's skilled up, which she will be, you know what I mean? Just assume she's going to be skilled up. 100% chance to counterattack with the A1 that's going to be dropping HP burns, and 3 stages of damage with chance to put HP burns. Again, she's stacking up HP burns, which we know are the most dangerous dot in the game. Burns and poisons can be problematic, but HP burn, I'm still blown away sometimes at watching HP burn melt through champions in PvP. Usually dot damage is reserved for PvE, and that's where it usually tends to feel broken. HP burns do feel broken in this game. It's just it's strange how much damage you take from HP burn sometimes. So if she's well built, she will be a problem. If you can't deal with these HP burns, especially, she's going to be a huge problem for you. Definitely a face to be on the lookout for, okay? You have to be able to deal with the HP burns or be able to kill her quickly and deal with the fact that even hitting her, you're going to be catching HP burns. If she's well built, those HP burns are going to hurt so bad. It's frustrating. It's real frustrating. And then last on the official list, again, this is just my experience. I'm not saying these are the only champs that can solo you. So again, please, if there's champs I'm not talking about here, please share them below. I want to know which ones to look out for too. I'm tired of learning this shit the hard way. Sinton, not quite as dangerous as everyone else, but I have watched my own Sinton, who is built decently. You know what I mean? He's my free-to-play carry. He's got my best gear on him. He's built decently. I have seen him run through some teams that I really feel like he shouldn't be able to run through. The only real problem he runs into is if it's dot damage. If they have HP burns and stuff, he struggles. But if they're just relying on damage alone, unless he just gets overwhelmed by a lot of big damage dealers, he can run through a lot of teams. I usually put a Liz with him, and then I spread my other champs out, and he and Liz put in a lot of work together. This provoke, kick it, especially if he goes first. Kicking off the fight with this provoke and the defense up makes him that much harder to do damage to, and then he's going to counterattack every time you hit him with a chance to put the provoke back up. And I've watched him just lock whole teams down, and then this AoE does more damage to targets under provoke. So he's not, I don't think he's as dangerous as the other ones by any mean. I don't think he's as likely to solo you as the others, but he's definitely someone to be aware of, and really more so in a team. If he's got a team of reasonable support around him, someone that can take care of dot debuffs, for example, like Liz, he's a face to remember. Because again, I run him into a lot of fights that he continues to surprise me with the fights we win. So I figured he should make the list. Now, let's move on to the honorable mentions, who I don't think are going to kill you necessarily, but who I have found myself in stalemates with. The first one is this son of a bitch right here. I ran into a hard act the other day on my main account, mind you. I think it was my main account. I can't remember which account it was. It was a few days ago. And he was fully decked, okay? He was fully exclusive, fully skilled, 5-aid, but it's still, I thought it's hard act. No, it wasn't my main account. It was my free-to-play, because I know he's a hard counter to holder. And I remember thinking, I'll probably be fine because I'm not using holder, I'm using Sinton. I think anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But he was fully decked out. So let's talk about why I found myself in a situation where I could not kill this dude. 30% chance to counterattack when taking active attacks from enemies whose defense is lower than his own. Was it my main? Not relevant. Hard act gains 60% defense for 2 turns before casting Tornado Burst. If reinforcing attack kills a target successfully, triggered again on another enemy. Okay. The counterattack thing is the big thing here. He's got a chance to counterattack with his exclusive, right? His A1. Defense damage to a single enemy and gains shield by 5% of max HP for 2 turns. A shield gained by this attack can be stacked up to 5 times. And then consolidation, and then his passive. 10% more defense and won't take crit from enemies whose defense is lower than his own. So, he's counterattacking because we don't have as much defense as he does. He's putting a shield on himself based on his max HP, and then we can't crit him because we don't have more defense than he does. So we couldn't get through the shield, right? And occasionally he wouldn't counterattack for a couple of turns in a row, and I think he must have been on some sort of set that was healing him or leeching health or something, and it just went back and forth. He couldn't kill us because I still had support and stuff, but I couldn't kill him either. I couldn't get through the shield. I couldn't overwhelm him with damage because he just kept counterattacking. I couldn't crit him. And he had enough resistance that I couldn't land any dot damage on him. I think I had Liz. So yeah, we just went the full 300 turns because I refused to back out. And that was that. So be careful. I think he's got to be kind of decked out. I think this was a pretty serious account that I happened to stumble upon, but I'm mentioning it because it happened. So just be aware. If you see a hard act built up, he is not a scrub. You are not going to nuke him down. quickly. Another one, again, a very popular champ in the game, but I'm going to talk about her because there's been a lot of times where I've ended up alone with a Liz and not been able to kill her. She's just got so much self-sustain, and if she's got this exclusive, if she's got that first exclusive, she turns burns and HP burns into heals. And if that's what you're relying on for damage, then you're out of luck, dude. If your burner can't hit her hard enough to kill her and not put burns on her, just going to keep putting burns on her and keeping her alive. And yeah, she's got too much sustain. You know what I mean? She's constantly healing herself and shielding herself. And if you're putting burns on her, she's turning those into heals. So just be aware that if you're taking burns into a fight with Liz, you better hope it don't come down to the burner and Liz, because then that's a wrap. You ain't gonna kill her. And then this other one, it hasn't happened to me yet, but Dan Heilman uploaded a video the other day of him stuck in a fight with a Norma that was kind of fully decked out, and his full team couldn't get her out of there, and it's because of this shit right here. Restores self HP by 4%. It's 6% skilled up when she takes direct damage, and then when she's recovering, her healing effect is increased by 0.4% for every 1 HP the target lost. The effect can be increased up to 30%. So basically every time he'd hit her, she'd heal more than he could hit her for. Not to mention that she's also got, you know, shield and other stuff going on. So she's one of those champs that if you can't pierce through it and get her out of there, her passive's going to keep her around, and it's real annoying. I commented on his video that it's so demoralizing to get it. It was the same for me with Hardak. It's like, it's so demoralizing to have my full team in there with one champ. It's not even as bad when someone like Ja solos you, because it's like, all right, fine, I wasn't prepared. She does a lot of damage. It's frustrating, but it's like, all right, fine. It's worse to just have to watch the turns go all the way up to the turn limit because your full team can't kill one champ. That's a real shot to the ego. It's a real humbling experience. So I'm very interested actually to see the comments on this video. Who are the champs that give you guys headaches? Is there anyone that I didn't talk about that you think deserves to be known for their ability to either solo you or just halt you, right? Hold you at a standstill like Hardak and Norma and some of these other ones. I'm very interested to hear who's giving you guys headaches, and see if there's anybody else I need to be on the lookout for. Obviously, we're still trying to learn all the champs and comps and builds and what kinds of things people are doing in the arena, but this is my experience. This is what I've learned so far. So hopefully it prepares you a little bit as you're browsing your arena list. Maybe it'll save you from getting soloed, or save you from getting stuck in a landlocked situation with another enemy. And again, very interested to see who it is you guys talk about down below. So that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you